Sure, in fact, joining us on the phone line, Sanjeev Srivastava, senior journalist, also Sanjay Jha, who is the founder of hamaracongress.com. Sanjeev, if I can come to you first, there are a lot of naysayers. Do you think this time around Mamata Banerjee is capable of doing what she has really promised? However, she has not promised, remember, to withdraw support completely, just withdraw the ministers.
Well, we still haven't heard officially on that one, but it is one likely course of scenario which can play out on Tuesday, because like Karthika was just saying a few moments ago, that the kind of temperature she has raised on this issue, she has raised the bar for herself, and it's very difficult for her to now go back without taking some sort of punitive action against the UPA government. Because if you call the government as looters, and if you say that hard decision will be taken in 72 hours, she cannot, demanding rollback, she cannot roll back her own position. So something is going to happen on Tuesday which will be short of really rocking the boat. So withdrawal of ministers is the only reasonable political option left to her. But I don't think that in the immediate future the UPA boat is really rocked, because out of these three parties, SP, BSP and TMC, they are likely to continue to extend support, and maybe in the next few months the crisis will so develop that the government itself may actually decide to go in for an early election, because what the government perhaps is trying to do is to shift the focus of debate from corruption to economic reform, which to some extent they have succeeded. So going to people asking for votes on the issue of corruption, they were clearly on the back foot and staring in the eyes of defeat. Now going to people on the issue of economic reforms and asking for votes is a completely different scenario. Here they can actually appeal to the aspirational India, to people who want growth, to people who want progress, and say that we were trying to do something good for the country and we were stopped. So maybe everybody is actually now eyeing for an early election. It's a question of timing, whether it's going to be the first half of 2013 or the second half of 2013.
So the point is, what exactly is it that the government is doing to try and retain power after this? In fact, it's interesting rather that we just spoke to Kunal Ghosh, he is a TMC MP. He accused the government of horse trading. Now also joining us on the phone line is Sanjay Jha, he is the founder of hamaracongress.com. Sanjay, do you think there is a possibility that there is some sort of basis to these accusations made by the TMC on the government?
Meghna, I can understand that there may be concerns, when there are very far-reaching landmark reforms, like the one on FDI on retail or even aviation, or the fact that you're restructuring your oil subsidy all over again. I can understand that there is some degree of apprehension about how it is going to impact people, and end of the day, political parties have their own constituencies to take care of. But, ultimately, what is the logic? You want the country's GDP to be strong, you want the economy to grow, you want more jobs to happen. And as the Prime Minister, that he categorically stated, he said that if this logjam continues, India's GDP will slip to 5%, who knows, even lesser. Now that would be ridiculous given the fact that end of the day, we have so much potential in this country. There is so much of demand yet to be serviced. There are jobs to be created. We still have many human indicators that need to be improved. Now, political opportunism cannot overtake a national interest. Now, whatever protests we are hearing so far, it doesn't give you an alternative. They are just saying we are protesting, but nobody has an alternative to that. If you are not happy with the hike in diesel prices, then the question that somebody will ask is, what are the measures you have to reduce the fiscal deficit? Because finally, if you don't reduce fiscal deficit, inflation climbs up and it hits the same common man that you're trying to protect. So, there is no logic at this point of time in these arguments beyond, I think, political protestations which have a certain, I would say, trying to make the vote banks appear that we are on your side. But now you need to run the country on hard, partial and sensible financial logic.